What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast. Now, I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about if Clementine should have died in The Walking Dead's final season's final episode, Take Us Back. So I want to kind of do a spoiler-filled discussion. I want to talk about what happened at the end of Take Us Back. I want to talk about if things could have been different, what that could have looked like if that actually would have been a better ending. So again, spoilers. I mean, I've already pretty much spoiled it from the opening line, but if you have not yet played this game, obviously you're going to get spoiled very, very quickly in this. So Clementine, in this episode, gets bitten, and we go through quite a range of emotions with that. I personally could not believe it, but I was like, well, you know what? The cut off her leg. Actually, cut off her leg was the first thing that I had screamed at the TV multiple times. Is just cut off her leg, and then, hopefully she'll be fine and she'll survive. But then as it kept going, once they got into like that barn shack thing, and she was not looking too good, I was like, wow, you know what? I don't think they're gonna have time. Then when the walkers started coming in around the whole barn building, it's like, well, things are looking pretty hard there. And then when she goes over the rules with AJ, she's looking really bad. And then she tells him, you either have to kill me or you have to leave me. You could pick which option. But basically, this is the end for her. And, that was quite an emotional moment. It was insanely emotional. And, it did very, very much remind me, I think, and I think a lot of people, probably of the Lee Clementine part in the first season, in episode 5 of season 1, because it just definitely seemed like that exact same kind of moment. Obviously, she has to go over the rules. She has to kind of tell AJ, what are you going to do? And she tells him, you have to live on through me. And then, she gives AJ the option to either leave or kill her. And then, obviously, AJ goes to swing at her. If that's the option you pick, it's the option I picked. I picked to kill her because that's just what I would always have done in any of these situations. And then we find out Clementine doesn't die. So basically, that's the recap of this episode. That's the biggest part of this episode. But she doesn't die. We go through quite a couple things. We kind of go through like a flashback of when she gets AJ back. And then we find out that Clementine's fine. He ended up cutting off her leg, and somehow they survived. Now, is that the best ending? Should Clementine have died instead? I don't know. Leading up to this season, and I put my money on it throughout the entire... I'm not going to backtrack on what I had been saying. I thought Clementine would die, and I said Clementine should die. I had gone full force on that, and I even said the day before this episode came out, Clementine should die, or neither of them should die, and that's what I would choose. I wouldn't want AJ to die, and I wouldn't want both of them to die. And I got, I guess, one of my wishes. I got the second one. I would put Clementine dying as the thing that I wanted more. I put that as the top one, because I just thought it would make sense for her character to go. And yes, I think it would be, and there's a lot of reasons why that maybe wouldn't make sense. And I'm glad, I'll come out and say this, I'm glad with the way they finished it. I like the way they finished it. I like that they're both still alive. I like that it's kind of ambiguous, that they're just going to start living, and then they get to live their life. In my gameplay, Lily is still alive. I think she can die right at the end of episode 3. I did not do that, so she's still alive for me. So all these things can still technically happen in this world. You can play make-believe and say, well, they can get old. They can actually survive this. I think it's really, really awesome that Clementine actually got to live. We get to, she is other than Lee, and Lee's, I think, the most important character in season 1, but the entire 4 seasons have been about Clementine. Even season 1, what made Lee so amazing is the relationship with Clementine, and him being like a father figure to her when he never expected that, and him having to take care of her, and him having to kind of mold her and teach her how to live. And then you get to see just how cool Clementine is, and that she is surviving all these years. That is what makes Lee special. Lee, honestly, is not much of a character if Clementine's not attached to him. Now, again, in season 1, Clementine's not much of a character if Lee isn't attached to her. So it goes back and forth. But since Lee died, it's all been about Clementine. Now, I think they took major steps back in season 3 because they didn't focus on Clementine. She was very much a side character. And they I like what they did at the end of this episode, where we were full-fledged AJ and we were making decisions. They gave us more choices, more word choices than ever before. I like the new way that they did it, kind of in the air. Very, very cool. So they've officially, in that way, obviously they were trying to make it also so that you knew that Clementine was dead and you're playing as AJ now, but, they kind of ushered in the next wave. Now it's AJ's turn. And I think that's really, really awesome. So I do like the way the episode episode ended. Do I wish that they would have killed Clementine? It's debatable, but I really thought that no matter what, and I think that's what this episode did really good. I know that people may be upset that they kind of did like a fake out with killing her, but I felt all the emotions I think they wanted me to feel in that moment. Saying goodbye to AJ, it's Clementine kind of tearing up when she was like, there's no way I'm going to get out of this, and kind of when she realized it, and she was like pretty sad. All those emotions I was feeling when I picked the option to kill her. It was like, wow, 7 years gone. She's dead, and we've been with this character for so long. I think Clementine is a very, very strong game character, and then we kill her, but then it kind of goes and does it diminish the whole barn thing a little bit. I won't say not killing her didn't diminish at all killing her, because I thought that I killed her, but also I think again they got us to feel the emotions of losing Clementine, and then we also got to keep Clementine. So in a way, I think everybody kind of got what they wanted, because no one really wanted. I know I said it kind of early in the video. If Clementine would die, I'd be fine with that. Like if it needed to happen, but I don't want to lose Clementine. I didn't go in this episode saying I can't wait for Clementine to die. Like I'm rooting for her to die. I wasn't doing that. So keeping her alive obviously satisfies all the people that really love her character, including me. And then also we got to basically kill her. We got to go through all the emotions of her dying, because AJ just made a really smart choice in the moment. So we got to experience both parts of it, and I don't know if we could have asked for a better way. And again, something so monumental with such a big game character, a character that's been around for a very, very long time, I'm sure it's going to upset the decision they made. I'm sure is going to upset some people. That's just what happens. A Nathan Drake character, or somebody that's just been around for a super, super long time through lots of games. When Kratos eventually, whatever they do with Kratos, no matter what, you're going to upset people because of the legacy and the longevity that these characters have. You're going to end up upsetting some people. That's just the way it is. But I think they handled it very, very well. I'm not mad that they did not kill her off. I'm glad that they have her still alive and kind of open. And guess what? She will eventually die. Everybody will eventually die. But you get to play with that in your head and they get to just live for now. And who knows what happens in the future? Who knows if Skybound makes more games down the line? I don't think they'll come back to Clementine. But I think they could make another Walking Dead game. Maybe you play as AJ. Maybe you play as somebody completely different. I'd like them to not do the Walking Dead games. I'd like them to do other games, but we'll have to see. So I'm fine with what happened, but I want to know what you guys thought. Were you let down by their decision to not kill Clementine? Did you like the fake out? Did you not like the fake out? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all our videos go up. I'm going to be talking about Skybound in future Gamescasts. I want to talk about basically what Skybound can do next in terms of what games they can make next. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you check out our show Gamescast Now. It airs every other week. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.